make a very good assistant, Mr. Renfield.
We know that the Dracula story has been done to death. I mean, undead. However, the story of his servant was never really explored, at least not to the extent that this movie goes to. A movie that has Dracula in it, but is not the main guy. So is the movie Renfield any good? Let's find out. I'm Meffistoe. Like, share, and subscribe because this is my review of the movie Renfield.
Oh yes, I'm getting something out of coming here. Victims.
In Renfield, Chris McKee, the director, was trying to have a direct continuation of the movie Dracula from 1931 starring Bela Lugosi. He even tried to use the trailer and the promotional material to reflect that, but he didn't really get his way. Although Renfield is the star of the show, the most tricky part was to cast Dracula himself, and McKee had to fight to get Nicolas Cage. Cage has been known in the past for the guy who only wants to play the good characters, but ever since his financial troubles, he's willing to take these challenging roles from time to time. Cage also expressed his desire to play the iconic role of Dracula, stating that Christopher Lee was his personal favorite.
I suppose that's a no as to you bringing me my dinner tonight.
Hold that fact in your mind for a minute there, though. Cage was even up for the role that Keanu Reeves played in Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992. However, his uncle, Francis Ford Coppola, who directed that film, didn't want to work with him. I guess it was a diva thing. As for the story of Renfield, we meet the poor chap at a group therapy as he is trying to sort out his life. Renfield does give us a little bit of a backstory on how he got to America and hints that this cycle he's on must stop. What is this cycle? Well, Renfield is tasked of reviving his master every time after he gets caught and killed because he's the undead. In order to do that, he has to bring him innocent victims to feed the master.
Get here now.
Ah, fuck. Do you think it's too late to grab one of those nuns?
But Renfield, after all these years, has grown weary from this particular task and empathetic towards the people, especially after attending this group therapy, thinking he can do better. All he feeds his master is gang members, murderers, and drug addicts, which pisses his master off. Things become even more complicated after Renfield helps a local policewoman in the bar and saves her life, which causes a cascading effect that puts him in the middle between his boss, local mobsters, and the cop that wants to bring down these mobsters.
Are you from around here, or?
Oh no, I'm everywhere.
Military.
In terms of the casting, I believe it was almost 3 bullseyes. Nicholas Hoult was a great cast for the role of Renfield because the dude can act his socks off. I liked him as the zombie in Warm Bodies, I liked him as Hank in the X-Men, and I loved him in The Menu. The man knows how to do a switch between timid and confident on a dime and makes it believable. Plus, after acting in this movie, I believe he's almost there in completing the monster trifecta. He's already done a zombie, which is kind of a mummy. He has done the Beast, which is kind of a werewolf, and he's done Renfield, which is very close to being a vampire. So all that's left is Frankenstein.
My boss, he's pretty delusional, I think. He thinks he can take over the world.
He's a narcissist, Renfield.
Nicolas Cage is a different story altogether. He admitted he was inspired by Christopher Lee's Dracula, but managed to do a great Bela Lugosi at the start of the movie. As the movie progresses, he becomes more and more of the Cage version of the immortal vampire. This is yet another movie this year that I review that has Cage in it, and his mannerisms do carry through from movie to movie, but they do change and morph, and in this movie particularly, they fit the character perfectly. Dracula is a recluse narcissist that hurts people. Cage is an acting diva that loves to put on the mask. He's my favorite part of the movie because without even trying, he also supplies the most comedy lines, which weren't probably intended on being funny.
However, I'm the real victim here. I'm the one you swore to protect.
And then there was Awkwafina, the rapper turned actress. I have yet to see a movie that I liked her in it. Don't know what to tell you. Maybe it's her voice, maybe it's the fact that she cannot act to save her life, or maybe it's the fact that in this movie, they put her in situations that I find unbelievable. As opposed to other roles that she did in the past, this one ain't particularly bad. However, just as a standalone, I really didn't like her, and I really didn't like her character. And that half-assed love angle that she has with Renfield was unreal, to say the least.
Committed 10 felonies, and not to mention FUing a room full of cops.
You FU me all the time.
You, Kyle!
Overall, Renfield is a much better movie than your average score on IMDb. It's a much better movie that it gets credit for, and it is much better movie than its actual trailer. Chris McKee knew his stuff when it comes to the character, and you can tell he had his specific vision. Along with that, the movie is very colorful. Yeah, I know, it's kind of a weird thing to say when you review a movie, but listen, in every setting, in every place that you go in the movie, there's a specific color palette, and it sets up the mood. The lighting accompanies the action or the dialogue, and it looks like it was done without the use of CGI, so just filters and lighting, which is great. And as for the CGI, there's plenty of CGI blood spatter in this one, and I'll be honest, it sometimes looked like the Lamagra scene from Blade.
I am Dracula.
Okay, obviously we're dealing with a little bit more than just narcissism here.
Overall, I would love to recommend this movie. A great version of the Dracula story told in a neat 90-minute movie. It is not scary, but it would fit the Halloween season, and it's a fun little romp style of a movie like Fright Night. And as a bonus, I have to say that I did notice a few Easter eggs here and there and a few situations that told me that Chris McKee is fed up with current day films and current day writing, especially modern audience BS. It is subtle, but it's there. It's just that extra nod to the audience, should they notice it. This to me was a little bit of a side dish because I understood the nudge nudge wink wink moments, and it just made me happier.
Please, come in. Close the door.
I thank you for watching, and remember, hope is a good thing, maybe even the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. I'll see you on the next video.